So we're here at 2595 Kingstown Road. Let's walk through. We have an original L foundation. And it looks like this was major makeover in the 1890s. We have a soapstone sink in the back. The hearth looks like it was used for a cooking hearth for some time, but they also had probably a stove right here. We have like a nice 1950s sink, porcelain there. And then we go back in here and we have what is an 1890s strip floor fur. And we've been noticing a bunch of things in here. We've noticed they have the original hearth that's there and the original trim work that's around it. But we noticed that there's a lot of movement in the interim walls and a lot of movement in this corner right there. And what we discovered was that this floor system underneath us on the whole first floor going into these front rooms, both front rooms, both side rooms, this is all a Victorian frame underneath here. They've did quite a bit of work to flatten out this house because it looks like that the floor frame is rotted out. This ceiling right here is 3 inches lower than the front room. So that means that they flattened this ceiling out. And if we go upstairs, which this is a modified stairway from the 1890s, we'll find that floor, see right there, has been leveled, okay? So that leveling was because the ceiling dropped and the floor dropped. They also flattened this ceiling as well. But you have the original floorboards that are going underneath, and even across here they go underneath. But you can see how significantly the floor is moved. Right there. So they really flattened out this floor. You've got an original ceiling in here, original walls in here with the whitewash. But this ceiling is Victorian. So if the downstairs rooms were to be opened, you would find that this floor frame is going to be a real problem on the second floor here. We've got, I don't even know what to call this, a rusticated sort of firebox. We've got this one open. But you've got the original floors on the left here. Nice wide plank floors. Again, the Victorian chop up of this house. They put in this bathroom right here. And you can see the floors levels change. They put in a coal fireplace. Again, original floors through here, original floors through here, original floors through here. We can see there's a dip right there. We have a low point right about here in the room. This is an original configuration of the two doors, original floor, and then going into our Victorian floor right here where you can see that there was a big drop in the floor, so they built it up. Going up into the attic, this is all Victorian on the walls, but it looks like the treads and so forth could be original. This is an original newel cap. We've got all Victorian hardware right here. Nice stuff. Got some really cool spaces back here. Some newspapers from the 50s. Central chimney. And then these rooms are essentially untouched. They did put in new hardware in the 1890s. They put in these nice little box locks and slide bolts for a little privacy. But all of this is original. They did put in a picture rail, which is strange. Yeah, all the original floors are up here. You can see the lath up here is accordion lath. So this is telling me this is all original plaster. You have some retrofits with this beautiful milled glass fixture. But here was some of the original hardware right there. And we make our way into the basement. So this has already given us clues. We have, this is not the original location. This is an original timber from 1810 with your cog. And then we start to see some sawn stuff that's newer. This frame right here is more of a Victorian. And we see all this sawn framework up here. See that sawn framework there? It's a nice lap joint. And then they go to these steel columns that are probably more from that Victorian frame. You've got some sill work that is replaced, you know, and then as you start going through the floor in the room, but that's stone, by the way, it's kind of ridiculous. Ooh, and there's a whole wall over there. So we're seeing, again, a sawn frame, but now here are pieces of the timber frame. My guess is that the timber frame had a lot of water damage and powder post beetle damage that compromised it. Just seeing the amount of moisture that's on everything. There's a lot of condensation down here, and there has been forever. So we're seeing it just glistening everywhere. The water coming in through the bulkhead, as well as just groundwater kind of coming up. But here is, they have some huge, beautiful granite stones that are holding this sucker up. But this is the old boiler flue that they must have punched through the center of one of the upstairs chambers. Really nice hearth support right there. Original timber frame. And then alongside of it over here, we have a real bad hearth support where this is, they didn't even put the blocking in, and we can see failure upstairs. We can go up there and check that out. So let's take a good look at this 1810 hearth. Beautiful stonework. It looks like it was painted at one point, but just beautiful line work, mortar work. The dressing of it is really neat. Some really nice stippling. The old cover for the beehive, and the crane here. I do not know what that is back there, but beautiful, beautiful hearth. Looks like that they did do some Victorian repairs. This is a Victorian inlay, it looks like. This is the top side of that other hearth with the sloped hearth support. Beautiful, beautiful dell tiles. Just beautiful depictions. But we have this really wonderful turn of the century tile down here that is really, really dropped. You can kind of see here. We have some real damage kind of. So, yep. So that's why you want to make sure your hearth is well supported. Looks like things are moving right there as well.